Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host, Paul, as always, joined by MT and Matt. We have seen the first episode of Peacemaker Season 2. We're doing spoiler-free reviews. We're changing all the channel. We're doing this every time we see something I think we're going to try and see. But yeah, we just kind of want to give our thoughts on it. I'm very excited to hear your guys' thoughts. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things to talk about. As always, if you want to support the channel, we've got a merch store below. We've got some Peacemaker Can't See Me merch from a while back that we're pushing once more. So if you want to pick that up, makes a massive difference. But yeah, so watched the first episode last night. I'll say right from the off, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I think that I dinged Superman a bit. I thought it was fine. I watched it again over the weekend and I thought it was okay. I think this is more in James Gunn's wheelhouse, and whereas that kind of felt like we had expectations of what a Superman film should be, when he's given a character like Peacemaker and he can kind of just make it his own thing without people being like, well, this is what I imagine it should be. I think he soars, and I thought the first episode especially was excellent. The music, song choices are brilliant.
Yes.
Some of the things they do with the characters are fantastic as well. And even stuff like the tone, it's very in line with The Boys, and that's right up my street when it comes to these sorts of characters. So yeah, really enjoyed it. MT, what did you think?
I love this show so much already. So this show is just a continuation of a program that I already freaking enjoy so much. It was so great to see, John Cena back as Peacemaker. Such good cast. I know you were tweeting about that the other day, casting wise, nailed the casting, Robert Downey Jr. levels of perfect. And and James Gunn very much explains how this show lines up with the previous universe. There are things that are different from the first season, but little tweaks here and there to let you know, yeah, the same things did happen in Peacemaker season 1, but this is still a new separate universe. So I like the way that James Gunn is handling it, especially since The Flash did not do so well, and a lot of people aren't aware of the whole multiverse part of the DC multiverse yet. So I think Peacemaker is going to bridge that gap for those who didn't watch The Flash really well.
Yeah, I think this is one of those shows where do not skip the recap at the start. They do something very yeah. From the off, they do something very creative with it. And in general, the whole episode is kind of dealing with multiple universes. I'm sure if you've seen the trailers and you know that there's alternate things happening. So it was just nice to ease into that. And yeah, from the off in the recap, I was like, bravo, well done. This is a very subtle way of me even questioning, wait, did that happen? Yeah, they do a brilliant.
That's what I was like.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on it, Matt?
Yeah,
I absolutely loved it. There's one downside. I know I was very excited when the trailer came out and they used Foxy Shazam for their Oh Lord for the opening. I was like, yes, it'll be brilliant. But the dance did not hit for me in it. It didn't work this time.
Controversial from the
jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't work with the song. I'm a big Foxy Shazam fan. Unfortunately, back in 2010, I was too hungover to go see them live. For me, it didn't work here. But overall, I really love it. I like there's some real good evolutions in the characters here with Christopher Peacemaker himself as he's coming more to be a hero and wanting to be taken more seriously in the community and trying to really kind of elevate himself. And there's some great from season 1, obviously the Suicide Squad into Peacemaker and his evolution throughout that. Some really good characterization, I think, in this, which I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. John Cena, just absolutely hilarious. And I'm glad we've got more Vigilante. I need more of the Vig in my life. The best character. I love the Arrowverse version. Yes. Yeah, I need that. Give me a Jimmy Olsen and Vigilante spin-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely loved it. And the multiverse, kind of subtle little changes, but try and watch it, I think, going in blind. Just mute Peacemaker or something on Twitter.
And definitely watch Superman first. Because they do spoil Superman a little bit. So definitely watch that first.
Yeah. I just think it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic continuation on.
Yeah.
A lot of table setting, though. That's the only kind of downside, maybe. A lot of, I feel like they could have had a 2-episode opener, perhaps more than what they had. Because it's been 3 years, and it's just make shows faster. We had the Arrowverse every year.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's insane.
My
Yeah.
kids were born on the day of the finale. Yeah, my
Yeah, I
kids were
remember that.
born.
Wow, they came
Yeah.
just in time. They were like, "Gotta
Yeah.
watch this finale. Let's
Yeah.
go."
But definitely do not show this episode to kids.
Oh, no.
That's the one thing I want to preface. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I
There's a
did-
wholesome Bible study that Peacemaker
Yeah.
hosts.
So when we were watching Superman over the weekend and there was like a bit of swearing and stuff, I was a bit like, oh, this is a shame, because I would
Yeah.
actually like to show that movie to my kids. I think if your kids, even if they're like teenagers, especially young teens, if they enjoyed Superman and they're like, I want to see what's next, I would still avoid showing them the show. And there's a scene in there that you'll watch and you'll be like, yep, thank you, heavy spoilers. I'm glad the dad in you was like thinking and looking out for me.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
there's a
so
lot of
Peacemaker,
wieners.
yeah, it's kind of like I would say Deadpool and Wolverine at the start. In
Yeah.
that he's kind of lost his purpose. He's looking for something, and obviously, you know, the scene with Maxwell Lord and stuff that's been online for a while. It kind of builds out from there, and there's very much the feeling of him being inadequate, and that's also mirrored in Hardcore. I think they
Yes.
basically. We're not doing massive spoilers, but this is kind of something they say, where they say she's basically got all the traits of toxic masculinity, and she's
Right.
very aggressive and kind of goes out and has bar fights and just is very kind of out there. And they're both kind of trying to find their place. I think what both actors do is they handle not only the comedic side of stuff really well, but they've both got the range to do the sad stuff in it, and there's some very emotional scenes, especially in this premiere, where it's kind of a sort of what if scenario where Peacemaker's kind of seeing certain things, and John Cena's not really saying much in these moments, but just his body language, the way he's sitting there, like even unsure what to say. The acting is very subtle and very well handled. And I think, you know, we view the MCU and especially the streaming shows as being very kid friendly. Even the adult stuff like Moon Knight, where it's like, this is we're not holding back. You then watch this and it's very next level.
Yeah.
I think across the board, it just it was a really good premiere. I really, really enjoyed it.
I also really enjoyed it as well. Like, I think that James Gunn really shines when he's dealing with a narrative about broken, imperfect people.
Yeah.
Because, like, this very much, like, this squad of, like, you know, characters feels very Guardians in that way. It's just like, yeah, we're all screw-ups, but, like, we all do want to make a difference, and we all want to make our mark. And, like, I think that, like you mentioned earlier, like, Harcourt, like, her character development throughout this series, like, I was very much interested to see how, like, what they were going to do with her in season 2. And, like, it just seems like she's a whole character in her own right, like, as she always is. And, like, and not to spoil too much, but, like, she kicks ass that I'm just like, I kind of want her to be like a vigilante herself, because, like, she can do it. Like, she can be a street crime fighter, like, any day. But yeah, I really like this show. I feel like James Gunn makes the show with a lot of love, because I feel like this whole cast is like a very family cast for him. So, like, he just like likes doing this. Like, this just feels like a passion project, and it shows, especially with the 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Don't expect that.
So, like, this is gonna be a really good
Yeah.
show. Really, people are gonna love this one.
Yeah. So, Matt, any closing sentiments that you want to say before I kick you away?
I just think it's absolutely fantastic. I think that John Cena is just evolving as an actor. I think he's definitely the best of the wrestlers turned actors thus
What
far.
do you mean? Black Adam is number one. I've rewatched
I
it
quite
7
like Dave
times over the
Bautista.
weekend.
Ever since SummerSlam 2013 or whatever, I just not a fan of The Rock, because he took the Punk's shine. Anyway, I could go on about that for hours, but yeah. But yeah, I'm really impressed with him. I think he's done a fantastic job, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. The dual narratives that are going to be happening. And I think they might have finally got a comic movie / streaming show to get the multiverse right, finally. But with an asterisk, with a Thunderbolts asterisk, in that I've only seen the first episode. So I think they might be getting that right. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Sliders, where it's kind of like
show.
almost having your perfect life, and kind of that thing, rather than being like a well, this character from this universe has got like this costume and has these powers and stuff like that. It's more kind of finding a universe where all the aspects of your life that you feel are missing are there and present. And yeah, I thought they handled that really well. It's not necessarily even a multiverse story. I would say it's more kind of an alternate reality, which I think is a really good way to handle it. Overall, for me, you know, Superman was good, but it wasn't the level that I wanted, whereas this feels like it's James Gunn in his element and really
Right.
just knocking out the park and showcasing what he can do when he's not necessarily trying to make. James Gunn I think is good at taking characters that are kind of the misfits and the outcasts and making them his own and telling his story through that. Whereas with Superman, I'll stop going on about it, but yeah, he's excelled at this. And I think even if you have doubts with the DCU or James Gunn in general, that this is kind of showing you him at his best, and that, you know, he can do these stories and do them at such a good entertaining level that covers things like the dramatic moments, the comedic moments, looks cool, gory, over the top, and lots of surprises and things that you're like, oh shit, wasn't expecting that. So yeah, across the board, excellent premiere, I'll say. MT, any final thoughts?
No, you pretty much nailed it. Like I am super excited to see how this show evolves. Like episode 1, like without spoiling, ends on a pretty huge cliffhanger that's just like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen and like how is he gonna move forward from this? And yeah, like I am so looking forward to this series. It's gonna be a huge series for the DCU. So like if you are hesitant to watch this show and you are an adult, please watch this show. If you're a kid, maybe wait a couple years.
Yeah.
Before watching this, because this is very The Boys-esque. Like if you can watch The Boys, you can watch this show. So yeah, I'm super excited. How about you, Matt? Any last words?
I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I think that the DCU is on course. I think I think it's going to be on a good path at the moment. Just again, cautious optimism.
Mm.
And it's shown that DC in the past has been criticized for copying the MCU, and I think Superman and then following it with this and stuff like Creature Commandos and then Clayface next year and Supergirl, it's showing that they're not necessarily having to follow in their footsteps. And it's like DC's going to be known for something different, and it's not just copying the MCU or trying to be the MCU, which is a great way to take things. You know, it's another solid step forward. And yeah, 3 for 3. I think the DCU has had 3 pretty solid projects so far, and I'm excited to see where the rest of this goes. Join us weekly, please. MT is going to be doing the breakdown starting Thursday. We're going to have to figure out what time it releases, but yeah, we will be here every week. As always, I'm covering Alien Earth. MT's doing that and lots of videos in between. So please make sure you subscribed. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. I know some of you guys come back to these videos after you've seen the episode. So if you've seen the episode, drop your thoughts below as well. And yeah, see you on the next one. Take care. Peace.
Take it easy, guys.
Awesome.
Hey.